Hello? Hello, you dear people. This is Labor Day weekend. Do you like Labor Day weekend? There's something about it that's kind of cuddly. Labor Day weekend. It does clearly mark the sweetness of July and August. I guess it's school and back to school. I like Labor Day weekend. Okay, let's get out our pencils and our pens and something to write on. And let's fill in our report card. What kind of a score did you get this week on selflessness? Selflessness. No self, just helping others, helping the universe. What kind of a score did you get? Did you pass? Did you get a C? Did you get an 80? Did you get a B, which is a 90 in our school? And a 95 is an A. Did you get a P for perfect? 100? How did you do on pure thought? No negative thought. Second level. Trivial, ugly. How did you do? 95? 65? No negative thought, no second level, trivial, or ugly thought. How did we do on putting others first? See? I didn't hear you. What did you say? How did you do on counting blessings? 40. Either counting blessings or rejoicing. 40 every hour of the day that you were awake. That's an easy one, isn't it? Well, give us an example. Labor Day weekend. The spin of the earth. Turning our back on the sun at twilight and going all night with our back to the sun. Way, 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 way out there the sun is. And then coming around at dawn and beginning to face the sun. A food, clothing, the universe, born, alive, healthy, food, clothing, a home, freedom, independence. No catastrophes, no catastrophes, no assaults, no impoverishment, no falls, stubbing your toe, tripping, breaking bones, no hospitals. Universe, born, alive, and healthy, and food, and clothing, and a home, and freedom, and independence, and no catastrophes, no assaults, no robberies. Your finances, There's something there to be thankful for. Your education, you went to school. You can read and write. Your careers. Your jobs. Your siblings. Your family. Your connubial joy. Your conjugal bliss. Peaches, plums, tomatoes, lettuce, apples, Macintosh apples, New York, New England, Macintosh apples. The trip of the earth around the sun. And now the earth is 2/3 of the way past the summer solstice and coming into the autumnal equinox, the 21st. That's counting 40 blessings an hour. Isn't it uplifting? Isn't it ennobling? What score did you get on keeping your work up to date? Getting all the things done that your conscience told you to do? Your to-do list. What's your score on that? I get very close to 100. In fact, I did make 100, but it was so late in the day, there wasn't any time to hop up and down and rejoice and have alone and empty and have just sit with your feet up. And be one. What kind of a score did you get on oneness? Remembering that we are all one. What kind of a score did you get on that? That we're all one. We're all together. We're an emotion. Something like that. Like water. Or like air. We're all together. What kind of a score did you get on no ego? We all know that egotism is a myth. It's a make-believe and a mirage. And it happens when somebody in the universe steps aside and pulls aside and goes by itself and says, I'm better than the rest of the universe. I'm more important. You know that that goes nowhere. And you know that that's unhappiness. So what kind of a score did you get on happiness? What kind of a score did you get this week on spreading love and cheer? Did you tell any jokes? Did you elicit laughter? Did you enjoy laughter with anybody else? What kind of a score did you get on the allness of God? God is the universe. God is the cosmos. There isn't anything else but God. Anything else is a myth. A mirage. Immortal, invisible, God only wise, in light inaccessible, all hid from our eyes. Most blessed, most glorious, show us the way. immortal, victorious, thy great name we praise. How did you do on appreciating the universe, the great name we praise? How did you do on that? I hope you got a 95 on that one. Appreciate it. How did you do on no complaining? How did you do on putting others first? Did you drink 5 glasses of water every day? 5 glasses of water every day until your urine is white? How did you do on no animal products? No animal products. Labor Day, tomorrow. Let's take a vow. Start the day with fruit or greens or salad, fresh vegetables. Then follow it with hot cereal, malto meal, Vitina. Shredded wheat is good. Real shredded wheat. The great big biscuits, you know. They're great if you split the big biscuits and then dabble oil across the top and a little bit of salt. Put them in the oven. High nutrition and tasty. So, hot cereal. The second thing. Third thing is a nut fruit shake. Bananas, pineapple juice, oats, and cashews. And the fourth thing I think is a real meal. Meat and potatoes. Meatless meat. Like vegetarian hamburger, or vegetarian roast, or vegetarian chicken, vegetarian turkey, vegetarian ham, and potatoes, and or sweet potato, and green beans, or green peas, or broccoli, or spinach, but some green vegetable, and gravy. That's meat and potatoes. I think 1 a day of that. And then you'll be vegan. And then we will be the right weight, and we will be svelte and thin and trim and no flab. Did you exercise your body? Do your calisthenics every day? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Did you sleep right? Did you sleep right? 8 hours a day? How'd you do in a joy book? Where you write down the great and wonderful things that happen. And where you might hear something up in inflatus, an imparting of divine knowledge. You might hear something. Did you write it down? And did you listen and list? Did you listen what your conscience told you to do each day? Did you list it? Did you do it? Did you commune? Did you listen to your conscience? Did you listen to the God inside of you? The soul? This is called, by the way, Glendora Soul to Soul. Were you thankful? Did you compliment anybody? Did you make anybody feel good? I told Gregory that he was very skillful and adept and ambidextrous and efficient, figuring out the things on the computer to write a certificate of appreciation to the 67 TV stations for all of the people, including Comcast and Charter and Time Warner and Cablevision, all of the companies, and to the United States government for making public access TV a law, and to the states, the United States, for doing that, making it a law, a state law, and making it a municipal law, that the public must have access to TV. So long as there's TV, the public must have access to it. And you can't give me the argument that, well, you've got the Twitter and you've got the Facebook and you've got this, that's your access. No, this is TV access. And as long as there's TV, the public must have access to it. It must not be gobbled up the way NBC, CBS, and ABC have gobbled it up. You cannot get on TV through them. But you can get on TV through public access. Public access. Well, what's your score? Overall, did you get an A? Did you get a B? How many got a C? How many got D? How many got E? Oh, it's so sad. It's so sad to miss all the fun. Let's go to the Bible. Let us go to the New Testament. Let us go to the letter that Paul, the Apostle Paul, wrote to the Christians in Ephesus. Ephesians. The Epistle of Ephesians. At the confirmation class, the minister asked, "What is an epistle?" And the girl said, "An epistle is the wife of an apostle." Ephesians what chapter? How about 3? What verse? 17. Why was Paul writing to the Ephesians? Because Paul established the Church of Jesus Christ in Ephesus. And Paul was driven to go on to other places and establish churches. Thessalonica, Corinth, Galatia. The one in Jerusalem was his letter to the Hebrews. Rome. Then he wrote letters to Titus, and he wrote letters to Timothy, his disciple. And there's a new publication Bible that has come out with more letters that we never knew about and wouldn't accept. Well, anyway, Paul wrote to the Ephesians, and this is what he wrote. That Christ may dwell in your heart by faith. That ye being rooted and grounded in love. What does that mean to you? We see Christ as helping others, don't we? We see God as helping others. That way we know exactly what God in Christ is. Helping others. That helping others may dwell in your heart. That and only that. By faith. That ye, being rooted and grounded in helping others. Hey, I would use that to count pure thoughts, 40 an hour. That we are rooted and grounded in helping others. How many pure thoughts is that? Rooted, grounded, and helping others. That's 3 pure thoughts. You say that 10 times and it's 30 pure thoughts. You say it 4 more times and it's 40 pure thoughts, and there's your 40 pure thoughts for the hour. The hymn. Do, re, mi, fa, fa. I come to the garden alone while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ear, the Son of God discloses, and He walks with me, and He talks with me, and He tells me I am His own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. That is simply not true. Many of us have known it. Many, 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 many of us have known it. Through the years, through the centuries, through the millennia, we have known it. And the voice we hear as we tarry there, many others have known. Singing a hymn, it counts as pure thoughts too. Now, what's next? The room clerk said, do you want a room with a tub or a shower? The traveler says, what's the difference? And the room clerk says, well, with a tub you get a chance to sit down. In hotels, instead of having those signs that say, have you left anything? They should say, have you anything left? I'm appalled at the prices hotels have gone up to. And it was all against the Sherman Antitrust Act. They all did it together and the government didn't stop them. If I had to pay $200 a night to stay in a hotel, I wouldn't be able to sleep all night. Have you anything left? the priest asked the young lady, "When are you thinking of getting married?" And she said, "Constantly." George, this is the 7th time you've been up to that buffet table. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? "Oh no, honey, I keep telling him it's for you." The doctor said to Harry, "You mustn't mow the lawn. You'll have a heart attack." And Harry went home and he said, "Son, will you please mow the lawn?" And his son said, "Yes, Dad, I'll start immediately." Harry had a heart attack. The nursery school teacher took the children for a walk. And as they are going along, she said, "Children, there's one thing we can all be thankful for. We are all free." And the little boy said, "I am not free, I am poor." "Is your husband active in church?" "Yes." "He fidgets, squirms, and wiggles." A man said, "Before I was married, I had no children and 3 theories about raising children. Now I'm married, I have 3 children and no theories." A girl said, "My boyfriend and I have a strange and wonderful relationship. He's strange and I'm wonderful." Did you hear about the football team that turned down the invitation to the Sugar Bowl because the quarterback had diabetes? Monday Night Football, the man went to sleep in his chair. And the wife, of course, she just went to bed. So she wakes him up in the morning and she says, "Wake up, wake up. There's 20 to 7. And he said, "In whose favor?" The Czechoslovakian was at the eye doctor and the eye doctor says, "Can you read that bottom line on the eye chart?" And the Czechoslovakian says, "Read it. I know him." And the obituary in the newspaper, family requests that you do not send flowers, that you send all donations to MasterCharge, Visa, and American Express. And you can always count on your undertaker. He's the last person in the world to let you down. And why was the teacher angry at the owl? He just didn't give a hoot. And are school bus drivers rude? Yes. They are always telling people where to get off. Where do we go now? This is Glendora Care and Share. I care. I want you to share with me what you are doing. Susan Lee White did that last night for 40 minutes from San Diego, Oceanside, California. World Vegetarian Day is October 1st. World Vegetarian Day is October 1st. This is September 1st. Actually, it's the 3rd. World Vegetarian Day is October 1st. Make people see that it's all wrong to eat animals or animal products. Unequivocally, unreservedly wrong. Plant-based. Eggs, meat, they belong to the animals. God gave them to the animals. God gave the milk to the baby calf, not to be stolen from its mother. Eggs are babies. Terrible thing to eat. How can anybody eat it? How can anybody eat meat after that poor animal has been born into filth and raised in filth, urine and feces, and transported in filth to a slaughterhouse in filth and blood? How can anybody eat anything that's been through that? World Vegetarian Day is October 1st. And we've got to find some kind person to read me the folder on that. Oh, hello, Miss .com. Who came for a cup of water? She's good at drinking water. She has such healthy bowel movements because she's vegan. She's 91 years old. Yeah, 14. No, 13. And no veterinarians, and no medicine. And Glendora is 89 years old, and no doctors, and no medicine. World Vegetarian Days. I went on Debbie Holden's regimen of plant eating. Blended in the morning, you have a green vegetable and a couple of other things. There's only 3 things in it, with water, and you drink that in the morning and you sip it all day if you want. At noon you have a salad, a robust salad, with almond butter and hummus and horseradish or chive or something like that. And in the evening you have vegetables that you put in a fry pan and cover, and the vegetables make their own steam. And the sweet potato you have, and mushrooms and spinach and a couple of other vegetables. And that's all you eat. She's done it for 3 months. She's full of vigor. She seems to be nutrition-wise 100%. She's 124 pounds, 123 pounds. She's about 5'5", no flab, and ruddy complexion, good tonus. Then she fasted 3 days, and there was nothing to her. She didn't get hungry. So I tried that for 3 days, just to see if I could do it, and to encourage her. I tried it Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, completely. And I really couldn't eat all of it. And I really wasn't hungry. And I had no urge to stuff or eat because I had the nutrition. The extensive work on apartment 47A upstairs in the front, facing the street. Extensive. They're still working on it. They've been working on it for 5 weeks. All new cabinets, staining the cabinets, polyurethane, the woodwork, the dark woodwork. 2 coats of paint, I guess, on everything. All new carpeting, new bathroom, new sink, new toilet. I told you, new kitchen cabinets, I think they're going to get a new stove. The refrigerator's okay, I think. Well, this is a wonderful thing. After watching this property for 5.5 years, needing that. And the extensive refurbishing that's going on in apartment 51A, 51B across the driveway, on the ground level in the back. Money. The clearing of a tree. There was a tree, and it was old, and it was doing the best it could. It was giving out leaves. It was beautiful to look at. It was doing its part in the world, doing its photosynthesis, and it was taken down. I feel bad about that. I've encountered that situation so many times. I'm not running the universe. I'm sorry, tree. That was not an award for your old years and all the years of service that you had done to the universe. It was not an award. I'm sorry. Some other trees were trimmed in the front because of touching the roof. And a big branch was taken out of my windows that are all embossed with beautiful greenery. I'm not running the universe. I don't own it. But then we're not like that. We don't go around saying we own this and we don't own that. What is your care and share? Glendora Vegetarian Club, you've seen it on the, we made a video record for you. It was a smash. Denise belongs to the North American Vegetarian Society, and she spoke on it in World Vegetarian Day. And her husband Tom, and they both look lovely. They just look so nice and look so youthful, and yet they're around 60 years old. The advertiser puts our articles in every week, and last week we talked about a pig who doesn't understand why he comes into a world and everybody hates him, and he hasn't done anything wrong to anybody, and he's treated so badly, kicked and beaten and given mud to no grass and no field, and live in urine and feces. He didn't understand it. He didn't do anything bad. All of his life. On the farm, on the truck, and in the slaughterhouse. And then people eat him. And churches have a pig roast. No, they have a pig pork dinner. And then they have a pig roast. Well, my article saying that about the poor pig, can't understand it, and with a lovely picture of 2 sweet, darling pigs. All they want is to be friends, pets, just like your dog and cat. And next to it was an ad in the newspaper and a picture of a pig for some kind of a dinner where they cut up pigs and chew them. That's very interesting. My article saying what I just told you, and that article causing it all. Boston Neighborhood Network wants me to get Mr. Campana to renew his membership. That's ridiculous to have a membership in public access. What does public access mean? What does public means? It means public. You don't have private members. That's a contradiction. And so does Winston, Connecticut. And this is a good thing. In Long Island, the people who bought Cablevision for $17 billion Altice has integrated public access clear across the island. So instead of having Riverhead public access and Brookhaven public access and Hauppauge public access and Woodbury public access, you just have one public access. And that means I don't have to have 3 signers in Long Island. I just need one. And Pat and Lori Galgano stepped forward and have done that. They have been the one. They should get rid of it altogether. I can't see any purpose. I can see no redeeming grace of these renewals and these applications. Public access is public. The public must have access to television. This is really big news. At last, Queens Public Access Television has got itself up to file transfer protocol. The programs go into Queens now by computer. No more sending the DVDs to Los Alamos where Gene transfers the information to DV Cam, a cassette, for $40 every 2 months. No more of that. It's gone on for 6, 7, 8 years. That's like $250 a year. And then sending the DV Cam back to me, and then my sending it to Omar at Queens Public Access TV, and then those get played, and then Omar sends me the empty ones, and then I send to Gene the 4 new DVDs to be transferred to the empty ones and sent back and forth. No more of that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, QPTV. I don't know why it was so long coming. Year, 2, 3. I was 3 days making enough TV shows for 8 TV stations. Who were they? Who were they? Meriden through Litchfield. 3 days making the uploads on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. We are up to, this program that now is 11,600, around 50. Late last night, in the middle of the night, instead of lying in bed, not sleeping and wasting time, I got up around midnight, or was it 1 a.m.? And after doing the Joy Book and feeding.com and finishing the in-mail, the correspondence, I started making the DVDs from mini DVD for Pastor Peter Stonis, and putting the titles on them, the information, who he was, how he could be reached. He's so good. And he's talking about Genesis chapter 20, where Abraham and Sarah went to another land, and Abraham lied that Sarah was his sister, not his wife, because he was afraid that they would kill him, that the king would kill him so they could have Sarah, because she was so beautiful, even though she's 90 at the time. And then he gave a reminder about lying. What a bad thing it is to lie. He's very, very good. Pastor Peter Stonis, Plainville, Connecticut, Church of the Bible. 2 people called up and were very, very sad and didn't know what to do because they saw Glendora's obituary on television. No, it's just the obituary. That would be Anthony Riddle and Pat, who works with Lori Galgano. And that also happened in 2010 when Glendora had her funeral. We had the funeral, but things have gone on since. Fed the birds twice a day. August is gone. Well, August, you were so sweet. But then August is gone. Welcome September. This is Glendora Soul to Soul on Labor Day weekend. Can you believe this? In this magic slab called a computer phone, a smartphone, an Android, LG, are 250 telephone numbers. Many of those telephone numbers, maybe up to 75 of them, are 518 area code. And Verizon is in the middle of changing the area code and splitting it up and getting us 2 area codes. And therefore, the miracle phone will not dial many of my 518 numbers. And I depend entirely on voice dial. Call Blakeman mobile. Call Nichols. Call Riddle. Call Roy. Call Raphael. Calling Raphael mobile. Because I cannot see the numbers on the index card, and I cannot see the numbers on the face of the phone. That means I can't talk to him. If I can't see the dial, I can't talk to him. What's going to happen? Timothy Owen has addressed the problem. Gregory Washburn has addressed the problem. Even when you take the telephone out of the memory of the contacts and put it in all new, including the 518 area code that you didn't used to have to do, it won't ring. Interesting, isn't it? Or as they say in the colleges, the professors say, interesting, interesting, instead of interesting. The cat ad, the ad I put into the advertiser, $20 to board and room a cat until Glendora finds a home for him. Brought one answer. She said she'd call back, and she never did. She said she'd call back after she'd asked her daddy, but she never did. my mother's birthday. She was born in 1888, and September 1st of every year. We have apple pie and a candle and tea. I don't drink tea, but she lived on it, and apple pie. And she lived until she was 93. And so we sit in the twilight and we talk. You know, that has an amazing effect and a very salutary effect. You talk. I talk out loud. And I say, what did you do today? And what's on your to-do list? And do you remember this? And did you remember that? And thank you for you did this, and thank you that you did that. As if, as if there was another person there. And it has a great effect on your feeling that person's spirit here, the spirit with you. It really is nice. It takes away the lonesomeness, and it takes away the regret of things that you didn't do where you were selfish and maybe mean even, and your mother always said you would be sorry, and you are. It has a great salubrious uplift. Facebook is up to date. It's not doing very well. The joke, one joke every day. The most number of people who watch it a day is 60, and it used to be 100. So it comes out to 70,000 people have seen it. Okay. Really. That's a lot. So don't say anything negative about it, Glendora. Museum is up to date. Gregory and I went through columns 13 to 18. They're all standing up straight. They all have legible labels on them of what's in it, and the index matches the labels. And then we went through columns 19 to 24. 24 columns out of 45. Thank you, Gregory. And they were easy to do because Austin had done such a good job when he was home in May. I haven't heard from Austin. I don't know. And that's wrong, Austin. That's wrong. That's selfishness. You should call up a friend and talk to your friend and tell your friend. And when your friend calls you, you should return the call. That's wrong, Austin, through and through. At 23 years old, Austin. That's wrong. And I told you how I get the cycle done, but it never comes out where we have the alone and empty in the great and wonderful communion and the meditation. Now, I want to tell you about, there's a picture on the wall here, and it's a profile. And Glendora is looking that way, and she's looking straight into the eyes of Amadeus cat, the great, big, wonderful cat. And he's looking straight at her. Folks, when you look at that picture, you begin to realize there is a soul. There is a spirit in that cat. A spirit that's been probably around the universe and all over and been in and out. A sum of God, a something of God. And you really feel it. Just as if I were to look into your eyes, I would know that there was a soul in there. And I would know a lot about that soul. Because it's like my soul. But actually my soul and your soul are one. And actually, my soul and your soul are God. There's a very nice feeling about that. Looking into Amadeus's eyes, and Amadeus looking into my eyes. Now .com doesn't do that, but on the dais would sit and stare and look right at you until you read what was in his eyes, which was, feed me. That's quite a nice experience. Money spent, didn't spend much money. Bad spending money on candy, $19, and white old-fashioned bread for tomato sandwiches. The tomatoes still aren't what they should be. I want tomatoes from people's gardens right here. I don't want these ones that come by truck and are hard and have no taste and never ripen. New keys for Happy House 3. All of the locks have been changed. Vigamaze. That's one of the products I think we can get along without. A substitute for mayonnaise. But if it'll keep you from buying mayonnaise, then hooray. This Christmas jar. Excuse me, let me stand up and get it for you. This Christmas jar, I have seen so many friends, and they do so many things for me. Sue does the weekly shopping. Pat does the shopping at Honest Weight, the health food store. Sandy does the shopping at Staples and at Walmart. So every time they do something nice, I put in money, like $5, $20. And come Christmas time, when we know poor people are around, they're going to get this money. A keychain, $3, $150 for Gregory for helping me do the wondrous work that he does. And that's all. That wasn't much. The rent is got to be paid. It should have been paid Friday, September 1st. But the Social Security check doesn't come until September 3rd, and September 3rd is Sunday, and the next day's tomorrow, Labor Day the 4th. Anyway, that's going to be paid $1,600 for September, October, November, December. I care about you, and I'm somebody to share with you. And we're on to a good lifestyle. We know that the universe is everything there is, and we know that universe is God. And we know what God is. God is helping others. And we know the oneness, that we're all together, one. And we don't pay any attention to that ego who would take a piece of the universe aside and say, I'm better than you are, or anybody else. And we don't see evil, or hear evil, or speak evil, or think evil, or do evil. Yeah, okay, it exists, it's awful, it's horrible. But you don't have to think about it. You have only one thing to think about, and that's how much good you can do the universe and move it forward. Keep it going and growing, and things are getting better all the time. Okay. May the grace of God, the fellowship of the Holy Spirit, the love of Jesus Christ be with you and all of those you love. Amen. that's a very good-looking apple pie, isn't it, Mother? I made it up to you. The one I got for your birthday really wasn't that good. That's a real apple pie. What's this over here? A ham sandwich, vegetarian ham. We'll have that on one of our menus, ham and cheese sandwiches. Vegetarian cheese, vegetarian ham. Get people out of the habit of killing animals so thoughtlessly.
Just checking in. I am getting back. I'm coming home today. I'm sorry for the short notice. I had a lot of stuff going on, and things were really up in the air with some job stuff, but it looks like things are kind of coming together right now, and I found just as a Friday, I figured out, like, after an interview that things are very likely to come together for me. So after I knew that, I was able to come home. Anyway, in order to check in with you, I'll be here until I'm leaving on Saturday, so I could come and work with you this week. Tomorrow is Labor Day, so I can have the car for longer. So I guess I'll try giving you a call tomorrow morning, and then we can organize from there. But I should be able to do a longer day. And then Tuesday through Friday, my mom has school, so she'll need her car back, but I'll still be able to come. All right, I'll check it.
Well, thank you, Austin. That is good news. And he did come, folks, and he hasn't done...
Sorry, there was some... I got interrupted by the answering machine. But, yeah, I'll leave my ringer on. So if you want to call me tonight, I can pick it up. But otherwise, yeah, I'll give you a call. All right, and we'll work everything out for the week. All right, hope you're doing well. I will see you soon. Bye.
He did come Labor Day, and he did... spectacular work. He did great on Tuesday. He did very, very well on yesterday, Wednesday. Okay, erase it.
To listen to your messages, press 1. To send a message, press 2. To change your personal options,
if I could only see this telephone.
Press star.
Oh, it
to listen
is
to
so
your messages,
annoying.
press 1. You have pressed an incorrect key. Thank you and goodbye.
Yeah, now I got to do the whole thing over again.
Jackie, Jim calling. I love that little joke. I'm not old and weak. I'm what you call chronologically mature. I'm neither old nor I am mature, but chronologically mature. In any event, Jackie and I are going to California tomorrow for a couple of weeks to visit our family and go to the Carousel Convention. We're here all day today at 740-965
Columbus, Ohio.
It's Monday. And this is not Mr. Minamula, Mr. Gibbers Minamula. But in any event, we're excited that you're getting all this assistance and help, and Janie's a good person, and there's a change in leadership, I know, in the Pittsfield station. Pat Gormley's a good guy to be in touch with, though, and we're real excited for you, and I hope you're feeling well and doing okay. Take care, we love you, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
He's the one who brought Pittsfield around, folks. 6 years.
End of message.
Now let's see if we can find
to erase
7
this
and
message,
erase this.
press 7. To send a reply message, press 8.
1, 2,
Save it, press 9. To hear more options, press 0.
1, 4, 7.
Message erased. Next message.
Hello, Glendora. It's Pat Farr. I'm calling to talk to you about the advertiser article. I have to leave by 10:30, and I won't be back till about 4. So, if you get this message before 10:30, give me a call back, or else 4 o'clock, I will be back, and we can talk then.
If you had
Bye-bye.
written it legibly, Glendora, there would not have been a problem. It was your bad writing.
Message erased. Next message.
Good afternoon. This is Clifford Jacobs from Queens Public Television. Hi, Glendora. I got your message a few weeks ago regarding the formats that we are currently using. Right now, hard drive, and you can just kind of bring them in and upload them. At present, you're not able to send us programs over the internet. We're not there just yet. So you'll still have to bring the programs in person and upload from your thumb drive. The thing to remember is if you're going to bring in your programs on a thumb drive, try not to have a lot of other information on the thumb drive itself. In other words, only the programs that you wish to upload. Make sure that it just doesn't have any of the other stuff on it, because then it'll take a long time to upload. Because the first thing that happens is that the computer system will want to check your external thumb drive or hard drive for viruses, and that could take a very long time. So only have the programs that you wish to upload. That's it for now. If you want more information, please call me back. And if you do call me back, leave your email address, and then I can email you the specifications. Bye-bye.
Clifford J says QPTV. There's nothing so simple that QPTV cannot make it difficult.
Save it, press 9. To hear more options, press 0. Message erased. Next message.
Hi, Glendora, it's Maxine. It's 3 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon, and I wanted to thank you for a fun little trip yesterday, and it was nice seeing Austin. I'm glad he's doing better, and let me know if he gets his job. Also, thank you so much for these delicious tomatoes. That was a wonderful little gift, and I love those little tomatoes, and I had them for brunch today. So I hope you're having a good day, and I'm having a good day too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
What a lovely friend.
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. Message erased. Next message.
Hi, Glendora, it's Sandy. Just called to say hello. Nothing important. I will talk to you later. Bye.
Give me some news, Sandy.
Hi, Glendora, it's Sandy. Just called to say hello. Nothing important. I will talk to you later. Bye.
To listen to your messages, press 1. You have pressed an incorrect key.
See that?
To listen to your voice messages,
If
press
they would
2.
only make the screen
To listen to
legible.
the messages you've deleted during this session, press 5. First voice message.
Hi, Glendora, it's Sandy. Just called.
Message erased. Next message.
Hi, Glendora. This is Frank Torres, the guy who Facebook messaged you about maybe doing a website for you. And I got a response that you weren't interested, but you still wanted me to give you a call. So I'm calling. I guess give me a call when you get a chance. My number is 516-527-4648. If there's anything I can do to work with you, I would appreciate it. I'm a big fan. Oh, I was a big fan when I used to get public access, and now I'm kind of getting back into it, checking out your YouTube videos. So thank you very much, and look forward to talking with you. Bye.
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, press 8. To save it, press 9. To hear more options, message saved. End of new messages. To listen to your messages, press 1. To listen to your voice messages, press first saved voice message.
Hi, Glendora. This is Frank Torres.
There, folks. Now, we'll have to give you a joke. The priest was asked by the young lady, no, it's the other way around. the priest asked the young lady, "When are you thinking of getting married?" And she said, "Constantly." The teacher said, "If you reach into your left pants pocket and you had $5 and you reach into your right pants pocket and you had $10, what would you have?" And the boy said, "Somebody else's pants on." Okay, here's some jokes. The priest asked the young lady, "When are you thinking of getting married?" She said, "Constantly." And the teacher said, "If you reach in your left pants pocket and you had $5 and you reach in your right pants pocket and you had $10, what would you have?" And the boy said, "Somebody else's pants on." Marilyn says, "My boyfriend and I have a strange and wonderful relationship. He's strange and I'm wonderful." And the football fan fell asleep in his chair at night, and his wife shook his shoulder in the morning and woke him up and said, wake up, it's 20 to 7. And he said, "In whose favor?" And the football team that turned down their invitation to the Sugar Bowl because the quarterback had diabetes. Now this card came from Pittsfield, and here is the message. Now this dear friend was a fan of the SS Glendora in 1955 when he was about 9 years old. And he's still a fan at 70 years old. His name is Wayne Collins, and I am grateful to have this friend, Wayne Collins. And you're a new little friend. We'll get you through it.
Alrighty.
Well, hi there, everybody. Look who's back with us, our friend Austin. Austin has been graduated from the Northeastern University with a 3.7.
5.
Oh, no, really?
375.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
yeah.
And you graduated with honors.
Yeah.
And you graduated magna cum laude?
Yes. Emphasis on the lousy.
What's that?
Emphasis on the lousy. Yes.
Austin is going to share with us. This information comes into me, folks, and it seems to me so extremely important, and that my conscience tells me to pass it on to you. The first thing is that, Austin, would you tell the folks about the North American Vegetarian Society?
Okay, yeah, so North American Vegetarian Society is based out of Dolgeville, New York. It's kind of near Utica, center of the state, and they gave Glendora a packet about spreading awareness about World Vegetarian Day and Vegetarian Month, which is October. So World Vegetarian Day is October 1st, and what they have in this,
I can hold it for you.
they have a, yeah, sure thing.
You hold it, I'll hold one of these for them.
Yeah, sure. So they have a lot of flyers and stuff that, like, it's like a kit so that you can hand it out in your hometown or to other people. They have handouts, like postcards, and they have a drawing to win money for people who aren't vegetarian. If you pledge to eat vegetarian for a day, a week, or a month, then you can be entered into the contest and win either $250, $500, or $1,000.
$250 if you stay vegetarian for a day.
If you're not a vegetarian and you become one for a day, and then you pledge to do so, then you're entered into the drawing.
And $500 is if you
for the week.
Go for a week without. And $1,000 is
The month.
Right.
Yes.
And so you can enter that, folks, by going to their website.
Yes.
Just go to North American Vegetarian Society. No, it's called something different.
It's worldvegetarianday.org.
Doesn't matter. Worldvegetarianday.org. Now, Austin, so if you want to enter that, folks, did we go over that too fast for you?
I can give the website one more time.
Okay.
It's worldvegetarianday.org.
What does this say?
So, this is a sampling of reasons why people ordered this packet of things to hand out. They have people say like, oh, like, why do you think you're gonna, why do you need the materials? So I can give a couple of examples. There's a decent amount of them in here. I am a teacher and will use them in the school building.
Good.
In my school cafeteria, library, and snack center. Educate my environmental science students. I plan to put them up in my call center that has 150 employees. My fiance owns 2 businesses. I plan to put up posters at both locations and speak with the employees and customers about being vegetarian and what it means to me.
That goes on for quite a few pages,
Yeah.
doesn't it,
Let's see. I'm the state coordinator of the Vegetarian Practice Group and will be running a table at the Diabetes Expo and several other vegan and healthy living expos in October and November. Very excited to spread the word of vegan compassion and food choices. So, something important to keep in mind is I think the last day to enter the drawing is October 31st. That's the last day.
That's the last day. Okay then. Now, you're doing quite well here. What does this poster say? That I just showed the people?
How can you help people, animals, and the earth? So this is, there's a couple of posters, the kind of thing that you hang up like on a bulletin board in the town
we're going
hall.
to put it up at Stewart's.
Or, the gas station, YMCA, that kind of stuff.
And how is it different from this poster?
Let's see. They have different designs, I guess. Different, this one is talking about like every meatless meal can help, and it has like things that helps if you stop eating meat. Let me see that one. This one is more in detail about the actual vegetarian day itself. So yeah, they talk about a little bit of different stuff.
And this one, Austin, is this of concern to our folks?
Probably not. I mean, unless people want to become a lifetime donator or a lifetime member or a benefactor of the North American Vegetarian
that
Society.
Is of concern.
If you pay $500, you are a member for life, and you have a lifetime subscription to their magazine, and all the benefits of membership forever. Yeah.
And that's the last piece.
This one is a sponsorship form specifically for World Vegetarian Day. It's to become a sponsor, and then they have a thing talking about how like it can help your business, or things that they'll mention you and talk about you if you donate money to them, so that it can act as like publicity for your business or organization.
Well, I think this is great. Folks, I want to tell you that I mailed thank you, Austin, that's a done pile. I mailed these 4 beautiful Chatwick Glendora programs of all of the good things that you and I have heard from above and what we should do and make us happy and the rest of us happy. And just because I didn't have the zip code,
Yeah, there's a smudge over the zip code.
Couldn't, I suppose they don't have time to look up the zip code and send it on?
Yeah, I mean,
is that asking a lot? I suppose it
it
is.
wouldn't be if, you know, they only got 5 letters a day, but
Oh, I see.
yeah, but, you know, it's kind of busy.
So we have no idea where it went with that zip code.
I think they just saw it and then sent it back.
I think they did.
Yeah, because, you know, they're like, well, I don't know where to send it, so.
Now, you notice that that's not canceled?
Yeah, that's because they didn't send it to where it had to go. Yeah.
Well, it's more than that, Austin. They just plain do not cancel $1.15 international stamps. I have had many come back. The temptation is there to use them over again, but I will not do that. For some reason, the post office doesn't get around to canceling $1.15 international stamps. Here's a nice one, hon. Would you read this? Would you read tell folks about the Christian?
Yeah, so this is from the Christian Vegetarian Association. So it kind of combines, you know, like teachings from the Bible and all that stuff, and it talks about how they, you know, the things that you learn from the Bible and from, you know, being a Christian should apply to animals too. Is what this is one of their big points. Let's see. So where should So I guess I can read it. So Jesus said that God feeds the birds of the air. Do you want me to
Yeah,
put
that's
in
nice.
Matt 6:26 and does not forget sparrows. Luke 12:6.
Yes, that's
In
very
their own
nice.
ways, God's creatures demonstrate a full range of feelings: curiosity, pleasure, playfulness, love, joy, fear, anger, pain, and suffering.
Yes, indeed. Oh,
And then
this
they
is
have,
lovely.
yeah, they have, you know, cows play and enjoy each other's company. Pigs are intelligent and curious, and they form bonds with one another and other species. Chickens
Sure they
have
do.
distinct personalities and can learn their own names. And in many ways, the animals people eat are just like the animals we love as pets.
Absolutely, honey. And we don't know the address yet, do we, of the Christian organization?
I have not been able to. I think we did find it. We had to look online, though, I think. But yeah,
You
it
remember
was,
it, Austin?
I do not. I think it's in Ohio.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, did I write it on a piece of paper?
I think you did. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I got it. It's
Your memory's
Cleveland.
better than mine.
They're in Cleveland.
Cleveland. Did we send the money? We did send the money. Yes, we did. I remember we
We
did.
sent them a package, and
Mhm.
this is so that if we put this booklet in something, people.
Thank you for that.
Okay.
Austin, tell the folks about this.
This was, well, it still is. You know, the magazine is still here. It's the alumni magazine of American International College, which is Glendora's alma mater. They came and did a photo shoot with her, and they wrote a really, they did a story about her in this magazine.
Yeah.
She's on the cover. I forget, how many pages do you have? Like 4?
The story was,
I mean, I could find it. There's only like.
oh, the
30
story
some
was
pages.
big, like 2,500 words or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was written by
It's
Ellen
very
Dooley.
yeah. So
Ellen Dooley.
yeah, there's a 2-page, you know.
The 1980 Lincoln.
Yeah, and then from there, it's
The hat room.
like 2, 4, 5 pages of text, and then another full page picture.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That was fun. It came out in the red and green at Christmas time. It was just right.
And there's like pictures of like
That's American International College, Springfield, Massachusetts. Austin's college is Northeastern University, Boston, Massachusetts.
yeah. So.
You got an alma mater.
Do you want me to read anything out of it? or-
No, no,
Oh,
no,
okay.
thanks. You did enough. Thank you.
Hang on, check it out.
What's the name of this hymn, Austin?
Come Thou Almighty King.
Come now, Almighty King, help us thy name to sing. What's this one, hon?
You have it memorized. You don't even need the sheet music anymore. Everybody Ought to Know.
Yeah, I don't know that one, hon.
Immortal, invisible, God only wise.
Immortal, invisible, God only wise, in light inaccessible, hid from our eyes. And what's going on here, hon?
See, this is... What's this from? I think this is... This is the fall 2017 issue of Compassionate Living, which is Mercy for Animals magazine.
Could you cover just a few of their points?
Yeah. So, Planet in Peril. More than 200 scientists are calling on the World Health Organization to tackle factory farming, calling it a major threat. Op-ed authors for the New York Times agree, arguing for an end to factory farm subsidies, a ban on growth-promoting antibiotics, and the adoption of nutritional guidelines that warn about the dangers of meat. Eating animals is killing us, they declared. So, it's really bad for the environment, and it's contributing very heavily to global
Oh,
warming.
you got the point of that page. What's the next one? Next page.
They have a meet people who work for MFA page.
People who what there?
These are they have like a page where they talk about a couple people that work for them.
Oh, work for them? Yeah, well, I'd like to hear a paragraph or two.
Let's see. Berenice Weber knows how to get factory farm footage to the public. An active pay-per-view host in San Diego, Berenice is equally active online using social media to amplify her voice.
Oh,
So she uses the fact that she has like influence on social media. A lot of people see what she says and interact with her on social media. She uses that influence to make it so that more people see that, the really bad videos from factory farms, so that people understand what's happening in them.
Good.
Let's see, action report. Some Girl Scouts donated 10% of their sales, 10% of their sales to Mercy for Animals.
Really?
From one of their cookie
All those
sales.
little young children are learning.
Let's see, then they have the cooking part of the magazine.
Recipes?
Yes, so they have Asian noodle salad and vegan banoffee pie.
Now, folks, this is the stand I'm taking. And it became clarified just recently, and see what you think of it, Austin, and see what you think of it, folks. The stand I'm taking is this, that I will over and over and over again tell people how they can have all the sandwiches they like. All they have to do is change from a poor animal to a meat substitute. You can have chicken sandwiches, you can have turkey sandwiches, ham sandwiches.
BLTs, right?
What?
BLT?
Yeah, the BLT. Okay? Now, you can have your meat and potatoes and vegetable every night. You can be your meat and potato person that you are. But just have a substitute. Have our vegetarian pork, have our vegetarian steaklets, our vegetarian hamburger. That's what I'm going to do. Instead of coming up with all kinds of these beautiful vegan recipes, which are great, and which I prefer, I'm just going to hammer over and over again. Just substitute the vegetable meat, which you can get at Walmart, you can get at all of the supermarkets. Okay?
Yeah, it's probably easier to, start eating differently if you don't really change what you're eating very
That's
much.
right.
If you eat hot dogs all the
That's right.
time, if you just get veggie dogs, you're eating something that's very similar to them.
Yeah.
As opposed to just immediately switching and only going into very fancy salads or complex
That's
baked
right. It makes it
dishes
more
or something.
difficult, you're saying.
Yeah.
I want to tell you what we're going to have at the end of this month at the Glendora Vegetarian Club. We're going to have vegetarian ham. Delicious. It's made from grains. It's not made from soy. It's made from grains. And we're going to have mashed potatoes, real potatoes. We're going to have peas, and we're going to have gravy. So there's your meat and potato.
Yeah.
That's an ordinary American supper. And that's it. Austin, you've been vegetarian since junior in high school, right?
Since my senior year, yeah. Going on 6 years, yeah.
And you, it was a rock group that influenced you?
In the beginning, yeah, a punk band. Talked about it in songs and got me to read about it, and I was like, oh, I think I should probably do this. So I did it, yeah.
Yeah, you told me you thought about it, and then you up and did it.
Yeah.
You have more to read to us?
There's a lot more. So they have one going into factory farming details, which we probably don't want to talk about here. But I mean, it's important for people to know about, but you don't want to scar yourself all the time. Then they have an interview with Nathan Runkle, who started Mercy for Animals.
Oh, an interview?
Yeah, they talk about, he talks about, why he started it, and, when he was young, what inspired him,
And he is young.
Yeah, he's at 30, in his early 30s, I think.
Could I see his picture, hon?
Yeah.
I want to tell you about him. I saw him speak at the Veggie Fest of the Albany Vegan Network. He was the speaker, and his hair was coal black. Show them now.
Oh, he dyed it. It didn't go gray, but it didn't go gray naturally. He dyed it.
He did?
Yeah, it's a style thing. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. See, I mean, his facial hair is completely brown.
Okay.
I have I know people with lots of different colors of their hair.
Okay.
Yeah, I know a girl I went to high school with. I haven't talked to in a while, but she dyed her hair almost the same color. It's like a silvery gray kind of color. I have friends with red in their hair, completely red hair, red streaks.
Pink and purple.
Yeah, pink, purple. Those are pretty common. You get greens occasionally, not as much. So then, let's see.
It's a good magazine they put out, don't you think?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, it goes into detail. There's a lot of different stuff in it. Hidden Heroes is a section. They have a couple people that help them out, various stuff. A guy named Pete. Pete blazed a new trail for MFA investigators.
MFA is Mercy for Animals.
A master infiltrator, he teaches MFA investigators to get the footage they need and prepares them for the physical and emotional hardships of undercover work. So he's someone who's really good at seeming very natural when he gets a job at a factory farm, and then he kind of has an act that he uses to keep him undercover and from being found out.
And I don't see how anybody after seeing that footage could eat a piece of meat. Not only for the cruelty of it, but the fact that it's in filth, urine and feces. They're born into it. They live it their whole lives. They live it in the transportation, and then they go into the slaughterhouse where there's blood. I just don't see how people could even eat it.
It gets into their food too. Their food is extremely, tainted by a lot.
It is?
Yeah. Their food is very low quality. It's made from all kinds of very unpleasant things.
Really?
Yeah.
And how can you eat that? How can you eat that? Okay, what were the other two people? Why were they heroes?
Cody and Liz. So when Cody learned MFA needed investigators, he quit his New York job and boarded a plane for California to start training. He's fearless, his record-keeping meticulous, and his compassion limitless. They don't have last names here, but that might be because it makes it easier for them to, actually infiltrate stuff. And then Liz, intense physical training to prepare for factory farm work didn't deter Liz. She's sweet but tough. Even in the most heartbreaking situations, her ambition and compassion drive her to never give up.
Well, we've done a good job on that. Save these 2 pages until later.
All right.
What are there, 4?
Here, let me check.
Now what we'll do is tear out a page of that and send it when the people ask us for donations for animals.
So there's there's an article about Mercy for Animals work in Brazil. Let's see, climate related stuff. I'm not really sure what this one is. And like exercise and health. Yeah, so there's a couple of other things in there.
This is the Folsom Family Annual Report, and I was wondering if our friend Austin would read us just 1 page.
Yeah, sure.
What's that page about?
This is the president's message. Who comes to these reunions? Where have we held them? Do you want me to read who comes to these?
I think I'm trying to find out what I read to them. I think I covered his report.
What should I do about all this?
Well, find something that's interesting, if you would.
Let's see. Oh boy, I can read the bylaws. I'm kidding. They're very dry. Let's see.
Did they just revise them or something?
No, I think they just have them for. Right, most of these seem to be. Do you want me to read an obituary? Like, I mean, I don't.
Well, a little bit of his history.
Okay.
Which Folsom was he? I am a Folsom. Folsom Family Bulletin. Annual report.
Alright. So, Linwood F. Folsom was a husband to Mary Ann, the father of Ann Butler, David Folsom, and Judith Mullen. His grandchildren include Heather, Rebecca, Sandra, Caitlin, Robert, Justin, and Brad.
What did he do with his life?
It doesn't say. Alright, I'll read one where it says something. Oh yeah, so Martha Folsom Sowdeck passed away on December 3rd, 2015 in the night. She was a life member of the Folsom Family Association and attended at least 1 reunion. Martha was an accomplished artist, having several paintings in museums around the world. On top of painting, she loved to travel and take pictures with her beloved camera and was considered a landscaping artist. Using the pictures, she would paint those landscapes later on. She is greatly missed and remembered by her family and is survived by her daughter Lucy of Eugene, Oregon.
They're from Oregon? How old was she when she died?
It does not say.
Doesn't say. Yeah, that's good. Okay. What's after that? Going toward the back of the book.
It's just like the list of people. It's got the statistics, number of people that live in each state. Number of members in each state. California's got 45. Wait a minute. Oh no, California's got 70. Florida's got 53. Let's see what New York's got. New York has 8. One of them's you. Texas has 19 of them. New Hampshire's got 29. What about Maine? Let's check out Maine.
Just let me tell you how it started. It started in 1638. The Pilgrims came in 1620.
Yeah.
18 after you, and they came over on a ship that looked exactly like the Mayflower. It was called the Diligent.
Yeah.
And they came over from Hingham, England, and they started Hingham, Massachusetts, which
is near Boston.
Just a little bit below you. It's between Plymouth and Boston, Hingham, Mass. And the Folsom who came over was John Folsom. His wife was Mary Gilman. They stayed in Hingham. They were very active in the local government. And also on that trip on the Diligent was Abraham Lincoln's granddad.
Oh, wow.
And they have a statue of Abraham Lincoln in the Hingham Central Park. And then the Folsoms began to see the possibility of a great deal of money being made in New Hampshire because of the woods, and they moved to Exeter, New Hampshire, and that's where they pretty much stayed. and then the later Folsom did migrate to Maine. Funny, they went way north of Maine. They went way up to Holton, which is 50 miles south of Presque, which is 18 miles south of the border, and they became potato farmers.
And that's where you come from. Well, not
And that's
you,
where I
but-
was born.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. The part of the family that lived up there is the one who.
Yeah, I sort of looked like a potato when I was born.
So, I mean, future reunions, you know.
Oh yeah, we're
Well,
running.
this year's was in Tallahassee, Florida. 2018 is in Annapolis, Maryland. They don't have some. Well, they probably have a 2019 by now because this is, I think, an older issue.
They do. It's Providence, Rhode Island.
Oh, that's not too far.
No. Well, that's nice how you covered that. Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else from this? Or?
Yes, and Austin, as you know, the Folsom Family Bulletin newspaper is going to reprint the article that was in Lucent Magazine. As you know, you
Oh,
did the
cool.
emails on that.
Yeah.
You set that all up. This is what, Austin?
Philly Cam?
Okay, Philly Cam, I wish you would do your public access duty and cable cast the Happiness shows in Philadelphia. I think the people need it. So I wish you would get away from your egotism or whatever it is. What is that, hon?
Steaklets.
Oh, okay. Would you read that? These are a list of the vegetarian meats.
Let's see, you got steaklets, you got...
Can't read my
I
writing.
can't read that one. What's that say?
A Swiss steak.
Swiss steak, tender bits, tender
Tender rounds.
rounds. Okay, all right. Hot dogs, bologna, chicken, turkey, salami, ham, fry pats, and leanies, which are like sausages.
Yeah, leanies are the best, well they were, the best vegetarian hot dog there is. Thank you, Austin, for that.
Yeah, sure.
Now, this is a very nice word. And my writing is so bad, but does that say amiable?
Yes.
And what does that say? Kindness of heart? Kind-heartedness, right?
Sweetness of temper,
Oh, good.
kindness of heart, quantities.
Having those qualities that cause a person to be liked.
Ah, yeah, okay. So yeah, maybe, you know, being a likable, pleasant person.
Yes.
more or less, right? Yeah.
And what's this one about? That one. Can you read that one? first?
Sweetness of temper. I already got that one.
Yeah, no.
Good natural complacence.
That's it.
that-
Complacence.
Is that it? Good
Complacency,
natural.
yes.
Yeah. And,
Yeah, isn't that a lovely word?
Yeah.
What's the word about it?
Americanism,
Yeah, what is that?
attachment or loyalty to the United States, its
Ide-
traditions, interests, and ideas.
An ideal?
Yes.
Excellent word.
Amenity,
Oh, here's a lovely word, folks.
the quality of being pleasant and agreeable, civility, suavity. Suavity? Is that right?
Suavity, yeah.
Interesting.
Smoothness.
Yes. So like amenities, like at a hotel would be like free breakfast, right?
Amenities.
You know, things that make it nicer and more pleasant, right? Like something
Yes.
along those lines. So you know, like silk sheets. That's probably too nice for most hotels that I could ever stay in, actually. But you get what I mean. Like,
That reminds me of a joke. The ancient Greek took his pants to the tailor and he said, Eumenides. And the tailor says, Euripides? What's here?
amen.
Oh yes, what does amen mean?
Solemnly ratified. So be it.
Lovely word. Well, Austin, would you read to our friends?
These are the attitudes, right?
No, not the Beatitudes.
No.
This is the Ten Commandments in children's language.
Ah, oh yeah, broken down to be a little more straightforward and understandable if you don't.
And makes so much sense, yes.
So yeah, one is love God more than you love anything else.
Isn't that great? Love God more than you love anything else.
2, don't make anything in your life more important than God.
Great.
3 is always say God's name with love and respect. 4 is honor the Lord by resting on the 7th day of the week. 5 is love and respect your mom and dad. 6 is never hurt anyone. 7 is always be faithful to your husband or wife. 8 is don't take anything that isn't yours. 9, always tell the truth. And 10, be happy with what you have. Don't wish for other people's things.
Nice, huh? Much better than the way we usually
Yeah,
do.
they're written in what are they, like translated into Old English or something, or King James version, like 1800s or 1700s
Yeah.
like, English. Yeah, it's a little hard to get these days. The language has evolved a little bit since then.
Oh, definitely. Well, I want to thank you so much for covering so much. Is there anything you want to add? Anything happening that you want the people to know about?
Let's see. When's this episode going to go on TV?
What's that?
When's this episode going to be on TV? I don't
Well,
want to make an announcement.
it depends.
It's not going to.
It'll be on TV in December, January, but it will be on the internet, YouTube, and Facebook and Twitter within 2-3 days.
Oh, okay. So all right. So I guess keep an eye out for like vegetarian conventions and stuff in October, if and if it's January, good luck next year. But yeah, there's the one in Boston is in mid-October. I don't remember when the one in Worcester is. Do you remember when that is?
No. But they're probably in that area.
There's a really big one in either Worcester or Springfield or something, and it's not in October. I don't remember exactly when it is, but I don't know. A significant amount of the stations are close enough to be able to drive there. So, if you live in San Diego, it's not necessarily worth the 5-day drive, but I'm sure you can find one that's closer.
Anything else you want to share with the folks? What's the latest in rock groups? Who's the big star right now?
Rock groups.
Or what are your groups?
What are people that I know listen to? Is that let's
Don't you call them rock groups?
Bands.
Bands.
Or artists or
okay.
musicians.
Yeah. What's the latest in the bands?
Some of my friends got me into this musician named Xenia Rubinos. She's from New York. She's super creative, really talented, amazing singer. I've been listening to her a lot recently. Yeah, I saw her in June.
Again,
Xenia Rubinos.
Slowly.
Xenia, Xenia.
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 Isn't that a pretty name?
Yeah. Rubinos is Rubinos. Yeah.
She's a great singer, huh?
Oh, amazing! She's fantastic. She's like all of her music is very strange, but like still accessible. It's great. I love it. Let's see. There's a lot of people in my peer group, at least in Boston, are really kind of getting very into math rock, which is it's kind of like rock music, but it uses very complicated time signatures and. There's generally a little bit more of an effort to make the music more complex than, rather than just like the same 4 chords just in a different order.
Do you have a name of a group?
Covet is really good. There's no vocals in it, but it's really, there's a lot of stuff going on, but it's really pretty. So the head songwriter, Yvette Young, is really talented. So Covet is the name of the band. There's another band, Floral, that's good. Those are the ones that are a little bit more accessible. Some of them get really weird because they, this other band, Terra Melos. They do it's too much for most people who aren't getting into it, knowing what they're getting into. It's very strange, but it's fun. That's a couple of things.
Nice to know. Thank you so much for helping us out. And to you, may the grace of God and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit and the love of Jesus Christ be with you and all of those you love. Amen. Would you turn it off for us, Austin?
Absolutely. There we go. And we are at 36 minutes. So a little bit too long to make into a single half hour.
Returning your call on a little bit after 5. So get back to me if you have a chance, or I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, press 8. To To save it, press 9. To hear more options, press 0. Message saved. Next message.
Hi, Glendora, it's Sandy. Happy ending for the pig. He belongs to a visitor of our neighbor, and he was in a pen and he got out, and they came home just as we were standing there wondering what to do about the pigs. They arrived home, and anyway, so all is well. No worries, and you don't need to kill anyone. All right, bye. Talk to you later.
Well,
End of
wonderful.
message. To erase this message, press message saved. Next message.
Hi, Glendora, it's Maxine. It's Wednesday evening at 7:30. I just got home from a meeting, and I noticed that there was a message on my cell phone regarding Austin needing a ride because his mom's car broke down. Yes, I'm taking my own car in tomorrow. And I waited several days for an appointment, so I'm sorry I'll be unavailable. I hope everything works out. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Message erased. End of new messages. First save.
It's Wednesday evening at 7:30. I just got home from a meeting, and I noticed that there was a message on my cell phone regarding Austin needing a ride because his mom's car broke down. Yes, I'm taking my own car in tomorrow, and I waited several days for an appointment, so I'm sorry I'll be unavailable. I hope everything works out. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
End of message. So, message erased. End of messages. To listen to your messages, press 1.
Hi, Glendora. This is
Lord Sandy, happy ending for the pig. He belongs to a visitor of our neighbor, and he was in a pen and he got out, and they came home just as we were standing there wondering what to do about the pig. They arrived home, and anyway, so all is well. No worries, and you don't need to kill anyone. All right, bye. Talk to you later.
End of message. Message erased. End of messages.
Folks, are you all up to date on the jokes? The football fan who fell asleep in his chair watching the football in the evening, and in the morning his wife woke him up, shook him by the shoulder and said, "Wake up, it's 20-7. He says, "Whose favor?" And the football team that turned down their invitation to go to the Sugar Bowl because the quarterback had diabetes, and the Czechoslovakian football player, he was in the eye doctor's office, and the eye doctor says, "Can you read that bottom line on the eye chart?" And the Czech football player says, "Read it, I know him." New York, New England, Macintosh apples. They are in on September 8th, Friday, 2017, Anno Domini. What comes from the soil, what beauty, what nutrition, what flavor, what delight comes from the soil, the air, and the water. Do we have a great universe? Jump up and down. We have a great universe. How do you start the day? What's the first thing you eat in the day? This is a cut up apple. It's not a New York, New England Macintosh, but it's pretty good. And celery, cut up celery. And a tangerine, or something between a tangerine and an orange. The skin is not loose. Wow, what a way to start the day. Now, folks, this is the east wall of the Glendora Happy House 3. The east wall. And behind that, there is a corridor. And it is subterranean. We are underground at this point. And there has been a very unsightly area of accumulation that has never been taken care of the way it should have been. Also, the east wall goes into the hat room. Here, this is the east wall. And out there, there's a hallway. Now, I want to show you, I didn't want to show you the place before it was cleaned up because I think it would have given you nightmares. So now I would like to show you how it has been thinned out and sorted out and how much better it is. And that will give you a smile. So you come out of Happy House 3, and here's the hall that we keep so clean. And here is a terrible area that I didn't want to show you. This should be painted too, shouldn't it? In here, where the water heater is. Okay. And they put lights in. All the lights were burned out. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice what they did? Who? The Autobeck Company. This is what they saved. And here are the meters. And here is the water turnoff. That's important. I gotta know where that is. And what's this great big oil tank? Who has oil? My heat is electric. Well, I want to thank the Autobeck crew for doing this. I think it should be dusted. Oh yeah, definitely. This empty rack could be dusted, but the others can't be. And I think it should be swept. But that is so much better. You couldn't see the wall here. So, let's wait a while and see how it goes. Now, to the good deeds on the porch. Pick up any litter. Check the recycle bin to see that it isn't being abused. And check the dumpster to see that it isn't being abused, and get the in-mail.
Hi, Glendora, it's Sandy. I'm just on my way out. Unfortunately, Andrew and I have a funeral to go to. But I will call you later on this afternoon. I'll call you back. It's 2 o'clock now. All right, hope all is well. Talk to you soon. Bye.
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, press 8. To save it, press 9. To hear...
A rather odd obituary was in the newspaper. The family requests that all donations be made to MasterCharge, Visa, and American Express. Dear Lord and Father of mankind, forgive our feverish ways. Reclothe us in our rightful mind. In purer lives thy service find. In deeper reverence praise. Welcome to Glendora, soul to soul. Your soul and all the other souls. And when I look into that cat's eyes, and that cat look straight into my eyes, I know there's a spirit in that cat. And that spirit doesn't have the physiology to express itself the way a human being does. But I think that spirit is like our spirit. That's one thought. Now the other thought, folks, is one day God is going to call that spirit that's inside of the cat for another project, another urgent product. And that spirit is going to leave that cat, and the cat's body is going to recycle. I just don't think that spirit dies. And the spirit that is inside of the cat, and the spirit that's inside of you and inside of me, is continuous. This is Sunday, what used to be Sunday morning communion. And it used to be summer. Well, it still is summer by the calendar, but it's a fall, autumn, autumnal feeling. Okay. How'd you score this week? What score did you get on selflessness? What score did you get? 100? 95? 90? 85? 80? Selflessness. What kind of a score did you get? Did you think of others more than you thought of yourself? Did you get rid of ego? Did you get rid of egotism? Did you get rid of thinking about evil? What kind of a score did you get on those? What kind of a score did you get on doing good things? What kind of a score did you get on doing good things? Good deeds. Helping others. What kind of score did you get on helping animals? What kind of a score did you get on becoming vegan? No animal products. Sue came delivering my groceries that she was so kind to go and get. She picked up the list Thursday, and Friday she got them. And as she's unloading the car of groceries, she said, "I did 3 good deeds today." Oh, I love to hear that. Oh, did I love to hear that. Well, I knew what one of them was, what she was doing at that very moment. But the second one is that she went to her church, and she's teaching a course in money management, how people can stay out of debt, and how they can have money left over to give to others. And so she went over there and filed things and did office work on that all by herself for 2 hours. And then she went to the Alpha Pregnancy Center, which helps people in many different ways. And they have a luncheon on Friday. And so she helped prepare the luncheon, and she ate with the people. And then everybody seemed to disappear. Everybody but Sue and one other. So Sue did the dishes all by herself. The other woman she had to do her work, but she helped Sue a little bit. 3 good deeds in one day, and big deeds. So, Go back to your score on getting rid of ego, getting rid of selfishness. And Dr. Gordon Beaumont, who is a PhD from Harvard in psychology, he's now an instructor at the University of Pennsylvania, which is a private college in Philadelphia. And he was exuberating over a young student who's a senior. He's from California, and he's such a likable lad. And he's going to do research in psychology on humility. Well, listen, you and I have the answer to humility in one sentence, don't we? Humility will be taken care of when you do what we were trying to do, is get rid of all self. You get rid of all self. There's no humility to worry about. And you give all of your attention to others. Well, that takes care of humility. And so Dr. Beaumont wanted to know if, in his research, the young student could call Glendora. Sure. Anytime and as often as wanted. But in one sentence, that takes care of humility. Selflessness. What kind of a score did you get on oneness? Remembering oneness. First of all, that the universe is one. That's connected with the universe is all. Allness and oneness and onlyness. Have you kept those in the forefront of your so-called mind? Have you remembered that we are all one and we are not separated? Sometimes there is a phony thing, separation, but it really never happens. It's just a myth. It's just a mirage. Taking a piece of the universe and going off by oneself and saying, I'm better than you are, richer than you are, smarter than you are, I have a better car, I have better clothes, I'm the boss, I make more money. That doesn't exist. That's just a phantom. You think you're doing that, but it isn't happening. You cannot be separated from the wholeness and the oneness and the onlyness and the allness. What the physiology is, how we're all one and connected, I can't figure out, and I don't think anybody's figured out yet. But we know in spirit what this oneness is. You don't do that. You don't take a piece of the universe and say it's yours. In fact, you don't say anything is yours. We're all in it together. What kind of a score did you get on that? What kind of a score? Oh, I flunked on that. Austin came home from Boston, where he's been looking for a job all summer long. He, a college graduate, 5 years at Northeastern University, 3.5 average, graduated with honors, and graduated magna cum laude. And was he thinking all summer, what good did this $50,000 a year do for 5 years? Well, I can't get a job. It's not paying. But Thursday night he got a job. It came in over the internet. And it's a job where a woman got a grant from the government to help children